Hey guys, it is Shane back for another preview. This time the Golden Boys are heading up to Merseyside for the Monday Night Football against Everton. 8 o'clock kickoff and live on Sky Sports. Before we go on and have a chat about the game, let's have a bit of a recap in regards to our last game, which was of course a Tuesday night at the Vic against Manchester City. A game where unfortunately Watford ran out 2-1 losers. And a game where I just thought we didn't really start playing until maybe 10-15 minutes from the end. Doucouré scoring, piling the pressure on City, but ultimately to no avail, really. And whilst there were encouraging signs from that game, of course, how we managed to put City under a lot of pressure, encouraging City to play to the end, which is, let's be honest, something they've not actually had to do very much of this season. It was still a defeat that kind of prolongs this sort of small slump that we're in at the moment. We haven't actually won a game since Huddersfield at home, which was a 3-0 win, and we haven't won away from home since Wolves away. I'm right in thinking, which was in late October. We're now in early December, so something's got to change. And in regards to the game against Manchester City, I thought stand-up performance for me, definitely Ben Foster's up there. He was my man of the match, clear man of the match. For me, got to go with Domingos Quina as well. Came on very bright, very lively, very sharp. Really impressed by what I've seen by him. I want to see him on the bench actually. But in regards to the team, let's us go through some team news, and we'll start off first with, of course, the Golden Boys. We have got 28 squad players fit for this game, and that's fantastic. The only player I think missing is Etienne Capoue. At the time of recording, our appeal for his suspension. There's been no further news in regards to that, so I will assume for now Etienne Capoue is out of the game on Monday night, which is a shame because for me he's our best centre mid in there. I thought Chalobah was poor against Man City. It'll be another job I think in there for Doucouré and him. I'd love to see Tom Cleverley back in again, and this kind of moves on to my next point. Of course, Tom Cleverley is amongst those guys who are back fit, training with the team again, and potentially could be in line for a spot on the bench. He won't be in line to start. He'll be in line for a spot on the bench, as will Daryl Janmaat and as will Alberto Peñaranda. As I say, it's great to have those players back again, especially Cleverley. It feels like absolutely ages since I've seen him out there in the yellow of Watford. Now, he did play about 50-55 minutes or so today in an under-23s game against Millwall. That game was subsequently postponed and abandoned because of a floodlight failure. But the signs are looking good. As I say, it'd be nice to see him get some minutes on Monday night. And of course, Adalberto Peñaranda could well be in line for at least a cameo appearance on Monday night. It's great to see him now being involved in with the first team. As I say, guys, look, we've got 3 strikers. Let's be honest, they're not doing very much at the moment. I think it'd be great to see a fresh face in there, fresh ideas, new energy. And he's someone I'm really looking forward to seeing start and to see how he develops. We move on to Everton, have a little bit of a chat about them now. In regards to their team news, they've got a fully fit squad as well. I think Morgan Schneiderlin has got I think he's an injury doubt, but apart from him, they've got everyone else is fit in that squad, which is good news for Marco Silva. In regards, of course, to their form, I was watching the derby on Sunday. Actually very impressed by how well Everton played in that game. Of course, they lost to a mistake through Jordan Pickford, but very impressed with Everton's defensive work. Their tenacity, I thought, in the midfield in particular was very, very impressive. Andre Gomez, real standout player for them in there, really seemed to be working that midfield. I think Idrissa Gana Gueye, I think those two are going to be really key for Everton on Monday night. I also think Yerry Mina's a big threat for them as well. Of course, he missed a great chance in the derby, but he is a man that the Golden Boys are going to have to overcome if they are to get anything from the game. And of course, the other big threat, very quiet in the derby, but a man who scored in midweek and a guy who, well, we know the kind of threat he possesses. It is, of course, Richarlison. There is no doubt he's going to be a threat for Everton. I think their forward players in particular, I look at Gylfi Sigurdsson, I'm a very, very big fan of his. And so, obviously, last season, we all remember what happened last season. Watford painfully going 2-0 up because of via goals of from Cabasele and Richarlison, but we bottled it. And Everton fought back in the last, I think, 10, I think it was 10, it was about 15, 20 minutes. Also earning a 3-2 win, cleverly missing a penalty, absolute pandemonium, really. And a game that ultimately got away from us, and a game that we did ultimately bottle. I can't afford to see scenes like that, to be honest with you. Monday night, because we really do need the points. We really do need the win. We are on, as I say, we're on a bit of a mini slump at the moment, and don't get any points against Everton. Game against Cardiff just becomes an absolutely huge game, and it's about building momentum coming into this, the main actual nub of the festive period. And right now, we don't tend to fare very well during Christmas. We never have done. We're reaching such a crucial period in the season. Bazza mentioned it in his fan cam for the Man City game. If you've not watched those, go and check them out. He called Everton a massive game in our season, but I do agree with him. However, as I've said already, if we don't get the results against Everton, we need to go and beat Cardiff. If we don't beat Cardiff, I'll be seriously worried. I'll be seriously worried at this team, full of all the promise, full of all the almost great style of play that I've seen this season, the vast majority. I'd be very concerned if we couldn't beat Cardiff. It's all well and good having promise, all well and good having the ability to create chances, great, but we need to start converting that into goals, and goals need to start being converted into points, because believe it or not, there are no points on offer for flair in the Premier League. There are no points on offer for how good, we look on the ball, and there's no points for that. We need to start getting the points, and right now we've not picked up points in a while, really, and we are long overdue a big away win. My heart says we'll get a draw in the game. My mind says Silva's going to us tactically. It would just be very typical, wouldn't it? It would be typical Watford. We don't tend to fare very well against our ex-managers. Silva will come in with a game plan. There's no doubt about it, Let's be honest, this game does mean more to us than it does to Everton, but, Everton will be psyching themselves up. They'll want to win the game. They will want to win the game to shut us up. Silva will want to win the game to shut us up as well. You just know, on the face of it, Everton won't look too fast. Everton pull off a win, you can guarantee Marco Silva will be back in that. Everton will slither back into his Everton dressing room again and will be fist pumping in the corner, because he'll know it will be such a huge psychological win for him, and it will be. And ultimately, we need to try and combat that. The players need to stop thinking about what happened off the pitch, concentrate on what's happening on the pitch. We want to get the points, it's as simple as that. But I don't think it's going to be as easy as I've heard some people saying that it will be. As I say, Everton smarting themselves up now. Their new players are starting to click. Silva's starting to get a bit more of a feel for the team. Yeah, this is going to be a very, very tough game for us. But I'm going to leave it there for now. Thank you very much for watching this preview. Jacob will be at Goodison Park on Monday night for fan cams, etc. So win, lose or draw, if you're in the area, if you're in the game, go along and see Jacob. He'll probably be outside the away end and give your thoughts on the game. I unfortunately won't be at the game because of work commitments, but I shall be watching, and I shall be live actually on the Insta for the game. So if you're not going, tune into that. And in the meantime, I'll see you guys very, very soon.